Here's the setup. Say hi. And we are a little soggy, but okay. It is a rainy day. Very rainy. There's been a lot of confusion here this morning, but we are here. We're set up. And I can keep fussing over the display and how everything looks, but in the end, I think it's better off to just sit and take a breath. All right, guys, I'll check in with you here in a little bit. Okay, I am quite soggy and messy looking, but it is what it is. There has been a lot of confusion there, but people are starting to come out a little bit now, even though it's raining. And I'm not the only crochet vendor here, the only fleshy vendor here, which, considering there's not that many of us, could be an issue, but you know, we're not exactly selling the same stuff, so I think it'll be okay. And her stuff is cute too. So anyway, it is what it is. And I think, you know, when you put good work and effort into your craft, I think that it'll stand out regardless. And what's meant to be will be. So here we are, and we'll see what happens. Cold again, this time I'm colder and wet. February in Georgia.
Well, this summer, is this place open?
I don't know.
Right.
No, we want to go in there and check and see?
They might have chicken tenders this time.
Yeah. We might. You got room to get out? I could spit up. I could spit up here. Hi there. They're right across the street from a Walmart too. So that could be good. It'd be better if it weren't raining, but it'd still be good. There's a lot of traffic at Walmart on a Sunday after church. It's not quite after church time yet though. I imagine here in about half an hour to an hour, people are gonna start getting out of church and driving past, and hopefully that will draw some attention. I think I should have dressed warmer. Well, we just had our first sale, finally. I think it was like 3 kids that have been coming back and forth looking at everything, and I think they were finally getting ready to go, and their dad came and let them each pick something out, and they did. So thank goodness it hasn't been a total waste, and we made our money back for the table fee, and maybe a little tiny bit extra, but it's a good thing so far. Hopefully it'll pick up a little bit here, but the rain has been off and on. It's lightened up, and right now it's coming down a little heavier. We're right next to an arcade and a hair cutting place, so a lot of kids are coming in to get their hair cut, to go play. And there's some restaurants, and we're across the street from a Walmart and next to a Sonic also. I mean, there's good amount of traffic that is driving by and walking by.
She wants to get the possum rent.
Got another sale. Okay. So I've had a few more sales. I'm very happy about that. Both my possums sold. I had a sitting possum by Crochet by Jenna. Took me to a few markets now. Well, just 3. Just being the 3rd. And it sold. And my other possum, the one that was kind of adapted from the QB crochet rat pattern, that one sold. And my strawberry cow sold. So far, those few sales have made today worth the while. And hopefully we'll have a few more to make it even better. But it's just cold and wet still. We are taking turns sitting in the car because the car's right here next to us. We're just taking turns warming up, drying off. The kids are bored out of their minds, but they put their jackets on and now they're playing in the rain. And I just don't like that. But their dad is insistent that that's normal child behavior and it's okay. I'm like, no. Well, what are you gonna do? But anyway, just checking in, and I'll come back in later and check. I'll come back on later and check back in. You're doing it, guys. This jacket, it's overkill. It is overkill, but I'm sorry. I'm just cold again. It's cold, and the wetness, and there's a little bit of a wind. Oh, cold. Well, there's a rock band playing inside. They're pretty good. I don't know the name of them, but they're playing inside the restaurant. A little bit of a surprise to me. I know that there was going to be a band, but I wasn't expecting them to be like a rock band on a Sunday morning or afternoon. But I don't know, they're playing a lot of good covers. They sound really good, so it's fun. It's fun. So we had some more sales. Again, the stingrays have had another good day. I think I've sold 3 out of 5. So those are a good pattern. That is a good pattern, guys. The Demogorgons have got a lot of attention, but it looks like I only have 2. So I need to make some more, but nobody bought one. I have 1 gray and 1 tan. Brownish one. And the possums, like I said, we have already discussed all those, but let's see. It's almost 2 o'clock now. I've got about an hour left, and hopefully we'll squeeze in a few more sales here, and then tag it up and go on home. We have a bit of a tent juggling situation here. It's been a whole story I'll tell you guys about, but it's mostly our fault. It is our fault, but we figured it out. We're okay. And yeah, it's been pretty slow, but not completely a waste of time, so that is always good. And the organizers have been really sweet, checking on us, and you know, can't ask for much more. You really can't. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. I want you to know the skies are clearing. Now that the event is over. And we're done.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is Brave Diamonds Handmade, and I am Natalie, the maker and creator behind the brand. And today is a market recap. So it's been a week now. I have tried to film this recap once before, but the audio was so messed up, I just couldn't get through it. But anyways, we did the market on Sunday, which was the day after Valentine's Day, and it was raining all day long, at least the whole time we were there. So actually it had stopped raining right around the time when the event was over, but the whole time we were there it was pretty much raining. And so that definitely cut into our business. But in spite of that, we still went and we still were able to make some sales. And I think it was a good day with all things considered. So we're going to get into the numbers now. And you will have seen the vloggy bit beforehand, which was me suffering, being wet, being cold, being all of those things. It was like even worse than the last market as far as my cold level, because I just could not warm up, and the wetness definitely, played a big role. That's kind of obvious, but Fred and I took turns. The kids were there. Sometimes they'd be outside playing, and I just could not. I couldn't. I would be so upset about that, because I'm like, you're gonna get sick, and my husband would be like, "No, they're fine. They're just kids. Let them be." And I'm like, "It's cold. It's wet, and they're playing outside with just a, regular, with not enough gear on to me." But, anyways, they haven't gotten sick, so I guess it was okay. So anyway, but let's get into the market details. I don't want to take too much time with this. Overall, the event was decent. It would have been much better without the rain, obviously, but we did pretty good, I think, with considering that. But we only had 8 sales. So it was from 11 to 3, so it was 4 hours. And we didn't even get our first sale until about an hour after it had started. Anyway, you'll see. I'll go over the timestamps with you. But yeah, so we did have some decent sales, and I'm pleased overall. And I'd be happy to do it again. The organizer was so sweet, and she was constantly trying to get more people there. But again, with that weather, our location was prime. We had a great location. We were right next to an arcade, right next to several restaurants, and Supercuts, where people are coming with their kids to get haircuts. It was Sunday after church. We were across the street from a Walmart, which means that there's just naturally going to be a lot of people coming and driving by and seeing us. So just that would be great. But the weather was a deterrent, somewhat, mostly. And so it just is what it is, guys. But after this market, I have a big break, I guess you can say. I don't have another one scheduled until March 21st. So it's about like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But then I'm going to get slammed. I went signing up for a bunch of markets thinking I wasn't going to get into a couple of them, and I pretty much got into all of them. And so yeah, as a couple of them are free. There's no table fee. One of them, I just pay like the $20 when I come, and the other ones I already paid for. So yeah, it was quite a lot. But we're gonna get into that in another video. I'm gonna have kind of a strategy how I'm going into it during this downtime of market prepping. But let's wrap up this last market already. Okay, I've talked so much, and y'all are ready to hear. What did I actually sell? Well, let's go through it. I have my information pulled up on my screen here, and we're gonna go through it now. Okay, so the first sale did not come until 12:47 p.m. Again, remember, it started at 11. So we were sitting there kind of concerned, but it was actually a good first sale to start. So, and it did start a good trend after that. So Max the Market Kitty, that is a pattern by the Cozy Buckeye. And that was a black, kind of the black tweed yarn that I used, the one from Home Slim. And it was the one, I don't know if you guys watched it, the video where I showed it. It had a funny looking face. I was not happy with the face that I embroidered on it, but I just didn't like it, but there was nothing inherently wrong with it other than just my taste wasn't, my perfectionist wasn't happy with it. So But I went ahead and took it, and it sold. So it just goes to show you that even if you don't love it, somebody else might. So there's that. And so that one sold, along with an axolotl, which was my last axolotl. So I need to make some more of those. And I used the pattern by Crochet by Jenna for that. It's a free tutorial here on YouTube. And the other was a leggy frog. Now that leggy frog pattern is a free tutorial here on YouTube as well, but there are several, so just, I mean, honestly, you hardly even need a pattern for it. It's pretty intuitive. If you just look at the shape, if you know how to crochet, if you've been crocheting a few plushies, you could probably just look at it and figure it out. But it's one of those very kind of universal patterns. But anyway, I digress. That was a $31 sale. Oh, I'm sorry guys, it is kind of late at night. I had to wait till, well, it's not that late, but it's a little bit later. I had to wait for the kids to go to bed to film this. All right, so my next sale was shortly after at 12:54 p.m. and it was for one of those possums that were adapted from the QB crochet rat pattern, and I have one here that I can show you that I made since then. Here it is. And so that is, let's see if I can get it in to where you can see it. Yeah, I have a back filter on, but anyways, I put a little pipe cleaner in its tail, and this one I doubled it up so it could hang a little bit. If you want to hang it somewhere, it might hang a little bit, but I need to work on that because I think it's just long enough to go here, so there's nothing really anchoring it to the body, so it's not the most stable, but it will hang on some areas, some things. So anyways, that was $15. Then at 122 we sold a strawberry cow and the sitting possum pattern. So the sitting possum is a Crochet by Jenna pattern, and the sitting cow, I believe it was a Kendall crochet pattern. And the strawberry cow, that is another one. There's so many strawberry cow patterns, but yeah, so that was a good sale, and it sold to one person for $70. She was having a hard time deciding on which one to get, and I suggested that she get both. And she said, oh, okay, I'll get both then. So that worked out good. All right. So don't be afraid to, throw those suggestions out there. Some people just need somebody else to tell them it's okay. And it is. It is okay. If their budget allows it, it's okay. Then the next one we had at 123, and that was for 2 stingrays. And that is the Teresa's Crochet. That is her pattern. And there is a free YouTube tutorial. And I don't think it's free on Instagram, but there's a tutorial for it here on YouTube. It's very good pattern, and I usually do pretty well selling those. So I had 5. I have 3 left now, so I'll probably make another 2 or 3 just to add on. I just want to make, if it's selling like that, I want to add on by a couple at least every time. All right, and then at 226 we sold an Itty Demogorgon for $18, so that was good. And I have only one left, and it's the tan one. So I had a tan and a gray one, and they were going to get the tan one. I probably should have just let them get it, but I said, I have a gray one too if you like that better. And he's like, oh yeah, I want that. So I think from now on, I'm only going to make them in the gray. I'm not going to bother with the tan because people just really associate it as being, because in the movie it's gray, or not the movie, the show it's gray, so like a dark gray. And so I think it just makes more sense to most buyers if there's a choice. Okay, then we didn't get another sale until 3/11. At this point, the market was over technically, but people were still lingering around. Excuse me, guys. Our stall was in front of a physical therapy office, and I'm thinking, since it's a Sunday and now it's like 3 o'clock, it's afternoon, they're closed. But no, the lady came right around 3 and was trying to get in the office, but we were kind of blocking it because we didn't think that they were going to open. So we had to kind of scramble and move. She was so sweet. And she wasn't complaining or fussing about us being in front of. She was just trying to like squeeze around us. I'm like, okay. sorry. And I'm like, my gosh, we're in front of your office. I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's over. The market's over. We're just going to go ahead and pack up and go. I wanted to stay just a little bit longer because I saw that some people were still lingering and were still coming. And I thought maybe we could eke out another sale or two. But when I realized that she was opening up the clinic, I was like, okay, we got to go. So anyways, but she peeked her head out and she was like, how much is that heart keychain? I had one of those strawberry heart keychains, and I told her, it's $10, and she said, okay, I'm going to get it. And she passed me her card, and there she was a customer. So she bought the strawberry heart keychain plushie for $10 at 311. Okay, and then we also sold, and I don't know what time these were, because it was kind of like in between other sales. We sold a Felipe the Frog, and that is a free pattern by April of the Cozy Buckeyes. A great little pattern. I have two. I have a big one, well, a bigger one that I have for $10. And then I had a tiny one that I made out of Parfait Chunky, sorry. And that was $5. And so that one sold, I don't remember exactly what time, probably around 1 something. All right, and then we sold one of the Octos, and that is my own pattern. The pattern is called Brave Little Octo, and I will try and link it here also. But that was for $10. So, again, I don't know what time that was. I realized that it had sold and had not been put into the system, so I plugged it in later on that night. But anyways, so that was it. There was 8 transactions total. And the total collected was $179 even. And let me see here. I did, after everything, the table fee, taxes, and card fee, the take home was $145.74. So that's what we ended up with. So for 4 hours, I really don't think that's bad at all. I would be happy with that. I always kind of look back at my bartending days, when it was good, because there were times when I wasn't hardly making any money bartending or serving or anything. But I look back on those days because that was kind of like when I was making a lot of money. I could make my rent in a weekend. But so I'm like, would I have been happy with that back then, working hourly? And I would have been. So for 4 hours, I would have definitely been happy with that. So I'm happy with it now. So it worked out. It worked out just fine, guys. And I'm going to get slammed here. I have 7 markets coming up. The last one in March, and I have six markets in April. 2 are on a Thursday. And the other 4, every Sunday is taken in April. So yeah, I am getting busy, and I'm going to have another video hopefully this week discussing my strategy for how I intend to prep. I'm gonna have to put my nose to the grindstone here and get to it, because I want to have a lot of stock beforehand, because I'm not going to have much time in between to be making stuff. So and I'm focusing a lot more on smalls, because I feel like I still have a lot of big stuff. Of course I'm going to make more big stuff, that's guaranteed, but I want to focus more on small things, $5 items, just things that, can draw people in, and I can kind of turn around quickly. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed our rainy, wet vlog and the recap, and I hope that you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and just come by and hang out with me some more. Check out some of my other videos, and if you don't mind, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe share this video if you know anybody that might like it. Thank you so much. As always, be sweet and God bless.